For this video, we are going to show how to do Honda or Acura keyed ignition vehicles. This particular vehicle is a 2012 Honda Accord. So we're going to first flip to our Honda Acura keyed notes and read through some of the instructions. These vehicles accept a maximum of 6 keys. If you try to program more than 6, the key will fail to program. Integrated head keys, such as we have here, the remote buttons will normally program in at the same time as the transponder. If you find that they aren't programmed at the same time, then we have instructions for both tool programming of the remote or onboard programming of the remote. When you're going through the process, you're going to select key and remote, or just key. If both options exist, you'll pick the first one and try it. If it doesn't work, you'll go to the second one. When instructed to turn the ignition on, we're going to start with the original key, turn it to the on position without starting. When presented with a list of functions, we're going to either be choosing add key or add one key, whichever it says. You'll be instructed typically a second time to turn the ignition on, and you're going to continue to use the original key. Also make note that some of the steps occur automatically, meaning you don't have to hit the OK button. So you'll see how that goes. With a Honda, a lot of the steps kind of move along just by you turning the ignition on or off. And you're going to actually insert the new key when specifically instructed to insert a new key. The rest of the instructions are following along what's on the tool. With that, we're going to get started. We're going to plug in. Before I got into the vehicle, I looked for the port and saw it's under the dash towards the left, so I'm going to plug in. Just like always, I'm going to shut the door, fasten my seatbelt to make sure there's no additional chimes that will distract us. We're going to say OK to the disclaimer. Select key program. We're going to go down to Honda. Going to select by vehicle. We're going to select the Accord, first one on the list. And we're going to go down to 2012. Okay, we do have key or key and remote. And again, we'll start with the first one, which is key. Loading the database. Turn the ignition on. We start with the customer's original key, just like we always do. Turn the ignition on without starting. Select OK. And we're connected, and we have 3 options, and the first one is add one key, which is what we want to do. Insert programmed key and turn the ignition on. The key that's in there is already programmed and already on, so we're just going to say OK. Turn the ignition off. And here's where it starts going by itself. Turn the ignition on. Programming. Turn the ignition off. Within 15 seconds, insert new key. Turn the ignition on. New key's in and on. Turn the ignition off. Turn the ignition on. You can see this whole time now the green light's flashing up in the dash. Turn the ignition off. That tells you the key's not yet programmed. Turn the ignition on. Please wait. And you can see that green IMO light is off now. And it's asking us, is the IMO light out? Yes, it is, so I'm going to say OK. Turn the ignition off. Turn the ignition on. Success. We are done. So we are going to remove the key. And I can unplug. And we'll try to start with a new key first. IMO lights out. The vehicle started up. We'll let it run for 10 seconds. So the new key is good. We're going to retest the old key just to make sure there's no issues. key is good. Now we're going to hop out and we'll try the remote functions outside. Okay, first we'll try the original key. Lock, unlock. It's working. Now we'll test the new one. Lock, unlock. We are good to go.